Okay, welcome to our presentation. For the upcoming short-term English camp from Suncheonhyang, Korea, the ESL at Algoma team has decided to host a digital orientation instead of a face-to-face meeting. This is the first time that we've tried this format. We hope that you enjoy it. In this orientation, we'll go through the camp package to make sure you are familiar with its contents. On Sunday, this coming weekend, at the airport, we will deliver this package to you in person. If you have any questions about this presentation, please contact us tomorrow, Friday, July 8th. Thank you for your time and thank you for all your help.
Hi, dear host families. This is Hannah Lin. Today I'm going to do a brief introduction on the Suncheonhyang program. The program is going to start on July 10th. Which is this coming Sunday. And this is a 3-week program and will be finished on July 30th. There are 10 participants in this program. However, not all of them are Koreans. 2 of the students are actually originally from China. They are currently studying in Suncheonhyang University, and that's why they are also eligible to apply to this program. And the age of the students are, they are regular university age students. So the age is between 19 to 23. And Suncheonhyang University is one of Algoma University's partner schools in Korea. It's located in Asan City, south of Seoul. Many years ago, I believe that prior to my arrival at Algoma University, Suncheonhyang University sent a group to Algoma University. But that was many, many years ago. And we are very excited that the university is receiving a group from Suncheonhyang again after so many years. In the package, you will also see this green sheet. This is the emergency contact names and phone numbers. In case you need to speak to one of us for any reasons. So you see my name and my office number and my cell phone number, and Tyler's, Darren's, and Julia's phone number. So please feel free to give us a call or email us if you have any questions. If it's a homestay related question, please feel free to contact Tyler. If it's the program related question, feel free to contact any of us. You can, me, myself, Ty, Darren, and Julia will all be very happy to help you and answer your question. In the package, you will also see this form. This is their UHIP form. UHIP stands for University Health Insurance Plan. Every student is covered under UHIP during their stay in Canada. This UHIP coverage will only cover their visit to the hospital and to any medical, to the physicians. However, if they need medication, this coverage will not cover the medication. Okay, so if you need to bring your student to the hospital, which we recommend if the student is sick, hospital, it will be our number 1 option. If you need to bring your student to the hospital, the front desk staff will ask you for their health insurance coverage. This is the form that you can show to the hospital. And we have made 2 copies of this form for each student. So you will have a copy in the package, and the student will also have a copy for himself or herself. So in the hospital, they will ask you the member ID. That's their member ID here. Okay, and then you can tell them that your student is an international student from Algoma University. Many staff at the hospital know about this coverage, and they are familiar with this coverage as well. However, I have to stress that this coverage doesn't cover prescription for medications. In the package that we have prepared for each host family, you will see a bus pass in a white envelope. This bus pass is provided to a student, and please remind your student to keep this pass with him or with her properly, because if this pass is lost, we will not be able to provide another one. The student will have to purchase a pass on their own if they lost the original pass. On the back of the pass, we have my office phone number written down, just in case if a student lost the pass, but fortunately someone else found it, and hopefully will call my office. In the past, some students did lose their pass, and we were fortunate to get them back. But it did not happen all the time. So we will remind the students to keep their pass properly in their wallet.
Hi everyone, this is Julia. This is a detailed outline of each homestay family and their contact information. So there is quite a bit of information that is provided here just about the homestay family, so you can familiarize yourselves with each other. The important piece of information in this document is that it is organized from west to east. So the first family, Bill and Lynn Worth, live in the furthest west in Sault Ste. Marie. So they are the furthest west, followed by Rob and Cynthia McCutcheon, and so on. And then the last family at the very end, so if you go to the very last page, the last family, Gilbert and Susie Clement, live the furthest east. And so if you look at the families below and above you, you will find the families that live the closest to you. So for example, Rob and Cynthia McCutcheon, the closest families to them geographically would be the Worth family and the Lomas family. And so this is important and useful if you need to carpool. If, for example, you cannot be at the airport to pick up your student, or you cannot bring them to an activity, you can phone the family above or below you to carpool or arrange for a drop-off. So please familiarize yourselves with this list. It's useful, and get to know each other. Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, this is Julia, and I'm going to be explaining the bus maps to you. So this is a document that will be supplied in your homestay package, and it explains how to get from your house to Algoma University to your house, from your house to the Dennis Street Terminal, and back from the terminal to your house. So this is an important document that your students can take with them, especially in those first days where they will need to learn the bus system very quickly. So we have an example here of the Chiletti family. And so you can see that there are 4 maps, and with outlined directions that are very specific underneath. So it tells the student where to get on the bus, how many stops, and where to get off. And so you can see all 4 with detailed instructions below. On the very first day, you will be driving your student to school in the morning and dropping them off at the speakeasy entrance. So this is Monday for the Korean group. On the way home on Monday, we will be instructing the students on how to get from Algoma University to the terminal and then finally from the terminal to your house. So in some cases, some homestay families live close to Algoma University. So in the case of the Chiletti family, the student would not have to go from Algoma University to the terminal in order to get home. They just would get onto the East Side bus and go directly home. But on Monday, this is not what we will be doing. Regardless of where you live, we will be taking students to the terminal and sending them home from the terminal so that students know how to get from the terminal to their house. Just so this is something important that you'll need to know for Monday, that students will not be going directly from Algoma U to home, that they will be bypassing the terminal on the way. The second and last piece of information that's important for this is that we would ask you sometime on Sunday, the Sunday that they arrive, I know that it will be a very busy evening, we would ask you that you would familiarize your student with how to walk from your home to your nearest bus stop. So this is the stop that they will catch the bus at, or the stop where they will get off the bus to walk home. So if you could walk them to and from the closest bus stop to your home, that would be very helpful, so that when they get off the bus on Monday after their busy day of school, they would be able to confidently walk home. Okay, thank you so much. Hi, this is Julia. Another document that you'll find in your homestay package is the Sioux City Transit Map. And so this is a little booklet that contains all of the bus maps for the city of Sault Ste. Marie. We don't have this book scanned, and so I just have an example here of the Riverside bus route. And so we'll just go through this quickly. You can see that if you look at where my mouse is hovering over, you can see the Dennis Street Terminal. So this is the starting point, this black X here, and it goes west to Tancred and then to Bay and follows all the way to Algoma University, and then to Daisy Road, Trunk, all the way back. So this is just the Riverside bus, where it goes. You can familiarize yourself with the routes, especially that would be coming to your house and to Algoma University. I think this is a useful tool that you can use yourselves and that your student can use also. So you can find this information online, but we will, of course, provide you with the booklet. Okay.
Now I would like to talk about the program schedule. As I mentioned before, the group is arriving on Sunday, July 10th. Their arrival time is close to 7:30 p.m. The flight number is A329, Air Canada, from Toronto. I will send everybody an email indicating their flight itinerary from Korea to Sault Ste. Marie, so that if you would like to track down their flight status from Korea, you will be able to do so. Okay, so the schedule, they are here for only 3 weeks, and actually we have only 2 weekends with them. And we have arranged and planned a lot of fun activities. From the first day on campus will be July 11th, Monday. So we will need the families to drop off the students by 9 o'clock in front of Speakeasy. If you are working early that day and have to drop your student early on Monday, that is not a problem at all. One of the ESL team members will be at Speakeasy before 8:30. So if you need to drop off your student before 8:30, let us know. We will be there to make sure the students sees one of us. Okay, so the first week of the schedule, you see that the focus of the week is the Rotary Fest. So the Rotary Fest starts on Thursday, July 14th. In the afternoon, we are going to take them to do volunteer work at the Rotary Fest. And then afterwards, they are going to participate in the downtown street party. The party starts at 5, but they don't finish their volunteer work until 6. So after 6 o'clock, they will have some supper and at the festival, and then go to see the street party if they would like to. Okay, and on Friday, July 15th, they will have a class in the morning, and in the afternoon they will have they will do volunteer from 3 to 6 o'clock again. Okay, and on Saturday, the community parade. At this point, I think we are going to check with the Color Blast run, and maybe we are going to sign up our students for the run. Okay, so the Saturday event might be a little bit different. We might not be part of the Agoma team at the parade because there is no float this year from Agoma University. Okay, and so this is the first week. Every day they will have to bring lunch except Wednesday. They are on Wednesday afternoon after they finished 2 classes in the morning. At 11:30, they are going to Jade Wellness to do some cultural activity exchange with the little campers. And we plan to finish the camp activity around 1:30, and then we will take them over just one door away to have lunch at Muriel's. Okay, and after Muriel's, they are going to come back to the university and go strawberry picking at 4 o'clock. We are going to rent here at 4 o'clock. We are going to rent a bus to take the students to go to the strawberry farm. This activity is also open to all the ESL students and Agoma University students. So we are hoping we will fill the bus and take everybody to pick strawberries. It will be very, very fun for everyone. Okay, for the second week, the activity there is a volunteer opportunity on Tuesday, July 19th, to go to Pathway Retirement Home, and this will be in the afternoon. So they will go there after lunch. And after the volunteer at Pathway is finished, they will finish their day and go home. And on July 21st, the third class at 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we are planning to do some cultural activities with the students. It could be making moccasins or clay. So this is to be confirmed. So this day is to be confirmed on the July 21st. On July 22nd, Friday in the morning, 2 classes on campus, and in the afternoon we are going to take them to actually it won't be JC Sakura. We are going to take them to Shogun Sushi and to go to have lunch, and after that we'll go hiking at Whitefish Island in the afternoon. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. And on Saturday, it's a big event. We are taking the students all the way up north to Agua Pictograph to see the rock. And after seeing the pictograph, we will take them to go to a beach, either Botswana or Pancake Bay, for a nice beach afternoon. And for this event on the 23rd, we will rent a big school bus to take everyone. And if you would like to join us for this activity, feel free to let us know. And it's free of charge. You only need to bring some lunch for yourself and hop on the bus with us. And then now we are coming to the final week, the third week of the program. Each day they will have between 2 to 3 ESL classes with some activities. And the graduation will be on July 29th. At this point, we might just do the graduation like we always do with the homestay families, or we might take the students to a restaurant and have a ceremony there. So this is to be determined. Close to the end of the second week, we will let the students and the family know about the graduation. And the students are leaving on July 30th in the morning back to Korea. And we will then announce the meeting time in the airport close to the end of the program. So back to the beginning of the program, July 10th, this coming Sunday. Please let us know whether you are able to pick up your student in the airport or not. If you are not able to, feel free to let us know. We can make alternative arrangements. That is not a big problem at all. And we are going to meet in the airport 6:45 p.m. If there is any delay of the flight, we will let everyone know around 6 o'clock. Hopefully, there won't be any delay. And you can always check the flight status on Air Canada's website as well. We will definitely check the flight status and keep everybody posted. Thank you very much. This is the introduction on the program schedule. Feel free to contact any of us to ask questions. And we will go over this quickly in the airport as well. If you have any questions, please let us know.
Okay, in this section, I'd like to go over the short-term English program homestay contract, which you'll be receiving in the welcome package or in the intro package to the upcoming camp. So I'd like each family to take this home, look at the details of the contract itself, and I'll quickly skim through these for you here. As Hannah mentioned earlier in this presentation, the camp starts on the 10th of July, finishing on the 30th of July. Total duration of the camp is 21 days, and the payment, as discussed before, $525 for the 3-week camp. I'd like to remind each family not to accept any money directly from the student. Everything's been taken care of as part of their camp package. So take this home, read through the responsibilities of the host family. These should come as no surprise. And you can just sign the bottom part here. You can print your name with your signature and the date. You can send this with your student on Monday, and they can give it to us. And what we'll do on Monday is we'll be hosting an orientation for the students. We'll explain to them just the basic things about the homestay program. They're here for 3 weeks. It's not a long period of time. We don't expect any problems, but it's good just to go through some of the basic responsibilities for the students as well, as you can see here. So we'll go through that together on Monday. We'll answer any questions, address any confusion that they might have about the homestay program. And then the students would then have a chance to sign and do their signature and date it. And then to seal the deal, so to speak, I'll sign my name and date it. So it's a 3-way triangle between the parents, the students, and the homestay program. So nothing new, but it's important to go through this at the start of the camp. Okay, thank you. Okay, what I'd like to do now is to go through the picture consent form. So if you could take this paper home over the weekend. It'll be in the package that we give you at the airport. So take it home, read it through, and basically this would give us permission to use the pictures that we take during the camp for the university's advertising and promotion. So it's a great help to us to be able to show, actually to showcase what we're doing here on campus and off campus as we take students to different activities. So your cooperation is really greatly appreciated. If you're over 18, you can sign the front page. This goes for any member in your family. If you have a relative visiting for the summer who's going to be there, and in a lot of the pictures, we would ask you to get that member of the family to also sign. It's anyone who's in the home long-term, and that would be part of the pictures that you take as a family. The back side of the page is for members of your family under the age of 18. So you simply have to write your child's full name, and then again, the parent's signature would go on this. So again, thank you for your cooperation. Okay, as mentioned before, the full payment for the camp is $525 for the duration of 21 days or 3 weeks. This payment will be made in person via check at the airport. So when we see you on Sunday, we'll hand out the packages, and I will then hand you the check in person, like I mentioned, and I'll be asking you for a signature just to confirm that the transaction has taken place. So with the new STEP homestay contract, we are very happy to make the full payment in advance of each of the short-term programs that we offer at Algoma University. Okay, in this section, I'd like to talk to you about some of the cultural differences that exist between Korea and Canada. For those of you who might not know, I met my wife, Baek Mi-hye, over in South Korea, and that's where we started our family before we moved back to Canada about 4 years ago now. So to help explain some of these cultural differences, I found a website that highlights 8 different things or 8 different cultural differences. So I'd like to just kind of, like I said, go through these and just comment on each of them separately. So the first one is about school life. In Canada, we are very fortunate to have our school day finishing at 4 p.m., where students have a lot of freedom afterwards to participate in after-school activities, hang out with friends, or just spend time with family. In Korea, this is definitely not the case. Their school day extends to 10, sometimes 11 o'clock at night. If they're in high school, it's not uncommon to have high school students studying past midnight just to get ahead, to be better than the person sitting next to them in the classroom. So they definitely think quantity of hours equals success. It's really strange, but I don't want to go into much more detail there, but I think it's important to know that these students have gotten through high school. Their university is a little easier than their high school days, but they are still under considerable pressure to succeed, not only from their parents, but from their peers. Next thing I'd like to address is small talk. Koreans usually are not good at small talk, especially with people who are older than them. In Korean culture, talking to people who are older than you, you usually look down, you look away, you avoid eye contact. So here, when you meet somebody, you talk about the weather, you talk about this, you talk about that, you expect eye contact. This is very difficult for Koreans, especially younger Koreans. So that's something to be mindful of. If you're sitting around the dinner table and your students looking down or avoiding your eye contact, that's part of their culture. Something that you might have to explain, but these students are only here for 3 weeks. So just be mindful of that your students might be shy, but also be looking away from you just because that's a cultural thing for them. Number 3, tip culture. In Korea, they don't tip, so that's very strange when people travel from Korea to Canada. The tipping culture, they're often confused by that. They don't know how much to give as a tip, so that can be explained. Alcohol. You can buy beer anywhere in Korea, any corner store. You can buy it. You can drink in public. You can walk around with it. You can, it's much different than here where it's more controlled. So your students might be asking about that, so you can explain that. Lunch. Okay, what can I say about this? In Korea, usually the schools have cafeterias, so students don't pack a lunch. So that might be a little bit strange to them. One thing I will say is that Koreans generally don't like sandwiches. They don't like cold meats. If you have leftovers or if you can pack rice and vegetables, that would be better. Very similar to Japanese students, I would say, as far as how you can pack their lunches for them. Number 6, homeless people. I'm not going to talk about that. Number 7, nightlife. Okay. Here, Canadians go to sleep around 10 to 11, and that's when most of the bars and pubs start closing. By 2 o'clock, everything's shut down. Everything's quiet and dark here. While in Korea, things start to get lively around 11 o'clock. That's when people start going out. They start going downtown to meet their friends, and it's not uncommon to have the bars open till 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. So they definitely enjoy their nightlife. They like going out on a Friday evening and just hanging out with friends and staying up until late in the morning. So that's a little bit of a cultural adjustment there. You'll find this is going into number 8 here. The speed or the pace of life here is much slower. I don't think they'll be complaining. It'll be a nice, refreshing time for them to come to Northern Ontario to enjoy the wilderness, but it's something that they might have some sort of cultural adjustment to. So that's 8 different things. There are a lot of other things, of course. I don't want to go into all of them in a video like this, but I will be addressing food in the next section. Okay, so stay tuned to that. In the last section of our presentation today, I'd like to talk to you briefly about some of the more popular dishes that you would find over in Korea, just to give you an idea of some of the variety of different meals that they would have. So just scrolling down the page here, you can see that their food is much different than ours. And I'm just going to briefly go through some of these dishes just to explain some of the ingredients. So the first one here is sundubu jjigae, which is a very, very spicy soup made with, how can I explain it? I guess dubu, which would be in English would be tofu, but it's not the normal tofu. It's like a liquid tofu that kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but in this dish, they would have the gochugaru, which is a very spicy red pepper paste or red pepper flakes. It's dry. It's really, really spicy. So this is one of the more popular foods. Moving down, slangtang is a soup that is more neutral. And it's basically just boiled beef with a very salty broth. And that's something that they would have for lunch usually. Next one, tteokbokki, another really super spicy dish made with rice cake or duck. Here you can see there's lots of vegetables in there. Again, very, very spicy. The next one here, I'm not too familiar with that one. It's like a chicken soup. The next one here is hodok, which is like pancakes, but in the center of the pancake is brown sugar. This is really popular in Korea when you're driving somewhere. You pull over with your family and there will be a hodok stand, and you'd be able just to buy like 4 or 5 of them to enjoy outside when you're hiking. So they do like some neutral foods as well, but the majority of their food is spicy. The next one here is yum chicken, which is again a spicy sauce on their chicken. They do really enjoy going out for anything that's fried and anything that has chicken in it. So if you want to take your student out to KFC, they would probably enjoy that. Next one, japchae. This is another neutral dish. It's served with cold, kind of translucent, what I believe is buckwheat noodles mixed with vegetables. Koreans like their cold noodles, whereas Canadians don't generally like eating cold noodles. So that's a little bit of a cultural difference there. What else can I say? That's pretty much it. There's a few other dishes here that I can quickly go through. Bulgogi, which is marinated beef done on a kind of rounded pan, like a dome pan, where all the grease kind of rolls to the side. They would throw vegetables on there as they cook the beef. Some mushrooms, garlic, very popular to throw in with this dish. So, yeah, lots of garlic goes into their food as well as salt and Korean spices such as the red pepper flakes. Next dish here is bibimbap. This is a popular lunch, which if you could see underneath the egg and the vegetables, there's rice in the bottom of the bowl. They throw all the contents in the bowl. They throw like some some vegetables, some of which are spicy. And then they would throw gochu, the red bean paste. I'm trying not to speak Korean here, but it's like a spicy paste that you put on here that you mix up with it. And again, very spicy. And last but not least is kimchi, the fermented cabbage, which is served with every meal. You can buy this in Sioux. It's a little bit pricey. I'm sure they can go 3 weeks without having kimchi. But just to give you an idea of some of their staples. If you're going to plan meals for your students, I would say leftovers would be better than sandwiches. They generally don't like sandwiches, like I mentioned before. So leftovers in the lunches that they can heat up would be probably preferred by the students over sandwiches. Rice again, vegetables, very similar to how you would cater to a Japanese student. So that's a little bit about the food. Hopefully that gives you some ideas and some information that you can take with you.